Hey everyone, John Henry here, and today in the market psychology video, we come back from a long holiday weekend into a relatively kind of interesting day here on crude oil, still playing around at that $50 a barrel mark, and you can see that that level acted as quite a bit of resistance. So we started off this morning. First of all, we want to look at yesterday. Yesterday, even though it was a holiday, was still technically open in terms of market movement, and we had a very weak but up day showing bullish sentiment. Now, we open up this morning with a gap down after pretty much no pullback from yesterday. That's going to be seen as a pullback attempt for buyers to jump in and aggressively buy. And that's likely where this big bull candle came from. But you'll notice there was no follow through, right? There wasn't any follow through at all. And in fact, it turned back around into a bearish move. But look at how weak this bear pullback was. A couple dojis in the mix there as well. And all they managed to do was get back to the channel that formed yesterday. And we see a huge bullish reaction. Now, the candle itself isn't the prettiest crayon in the box, okay? We've got a lot of wick on the top, lots of wick on the bottom. But look at the size of this candle comparative to the last 20 minutes of bearishness, right? Very strong bull candle. That is a buying opportunity, knowing that buyers are attempting to defend the lows and pick up the channel low, as well as knowing that yesterday was a very strong bull day. This is a pullback and buyers are assuming that so they can get in. So it's a nice buy attempt right there. But if that candle, the way that it formed, if that scared you off a little bit, I can't say that I really blame you. The very next candle was definitely your conviction, right? Huge bull breakout. And that put the nail in the coffin. It said, yep, the buyers are here and they're slamming this thing higher, looking for a bigger move up, likely to that $50 a barrel. That's the move that they got exactly, and this was actually the trade of the day video, so make sure to watch that. But before they got to that $50 a barrel mark, they had a nice little pullback right here, bounced right off the top of that bull channel again, nice little ricochet right back up into that $50 major objective. Now, the wonderful thing about this bounce right here, look at how weak this pullback was. There's even a bull candle in the middle. Relatively strong topping bear candle, but then super weak. And they're not getting any distance. There weren't any consecutive bear candles that actually made new lows, right? Like an example right here, we have a bear candle and that made another bear candle low, and then another one, and then it paused for a little bit. We didn't have any of that inside here, so it just got chopped up. They came back, gave a beautiful bounce for that move back up, and they finished the job off at that $50 a mark. Now, in terms of the $50 mark, is that level a huge area that we should be concerned with? Yes, but only because there are so many other people that are watching that level, right? It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. We hit the level last week as a good example of that. You hit the $50 mark and everyone's trying to scramble to figure out, why are we bouncing here? And they see 50 on the side of the chart. Well, that was easy. It's $50 a barrel. That's why we're bouncing here. And then the next person says the same thing. And then the next person says the same thing. And before everybody knows it, we're all watching the same price level at $50 a barrel. So you end up kind of creating this level that really is kind of arbitrary. Yeah, it's $50, but who cares? You know, it's no different than a $100 a barrel mark. But so many people watch it that it puts a bias on that level. And that's exactly what we have. Now, this exhaustion move up, we have a huge spike higher. They pause and pause. They finally burst and finish the job off, and that is a good reason to sell. Not necessarily sell out of a position, but at least get out of the long positions. But you can aggressively scalp this back to the downside, knowing that there are going to be a lot of buyers that are getting out of this move at this major objective point. So a nice little scalp to finish off the morning session. So just a beautiful kind of movement bias in terms of market psychology, technicals, especially when you mix that market psychology along with big numbers like 50 or 75 or 100. It's kind of funny how that all sort of works out. It doesn't really do much the first time around, and then it gets stronger and stronger, and that's mainly because more and more people are seeing that level. So really good day coming back after a nice holiday weekend, and that's going to do it for this one. So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you found it interesting. Hopefully you had a good holiday weekend, and we will see you all tomorrow.